The Real Estate Settlements Procedure Acts, also referred to as RESPA, applies to loans on 1 to 4 family homes. The lender must provide, at time of application, a special information booklet, mortgage servicing disclosure statement, and loan estimate. Disclosures at closing would be your closing disclosure, and RESPA prohibits kickbacks. Rent prorations. Rent is paid in advance, so you need to divide the rent by the number of days of the month. Multiply the result by the number of buyer days. Debit seller, credit buyer, and remember to be sure to include the security deposit. Documentary stamp tax on the note is 35 cents per 100 or fraction thereof the note amount. You round the note amount up to the nearest $100 and divide by 100. Then multiply that result by 35 cents. It's charged on old notes and new, but not on subject to. The buyer pays. You're going to debit the buyer, but don't credit the seller. The closing disclosure is 5 pages. Page 1 is information about the property, borrower, seller, lender, and a recap of the loan estimate. Page 2, settlement charges for each party. Page 3, summary of the sale/loan transaction. Page 4 is additional information about the loan. And page 5 is loan calculations and contact information for the lender, broker, and title agent. To successfully answer questions on the closing disclosure, you should be able to prorate taxes, association dues, and rents, calculate doc stamps and intangible taxes, state the page where an item will be shown, page 2 for expenses, 3 for price and mortgage, 2 for totals and prorations, and be able to state which party gets the debit and which party gets the credit. Preliminary steps to a closing. Send a notice of under contract to MLS, deposit earnest money, monitor loan application by the buyer, clear contingencies as soon as possible, get a property appraisal, get the loan approval, and the title is ordered. And continued, you're going to order the WD inspection, the survey, buyer needs to get hazard insurance, do the pre-closing inspection, that's the final walkthrough, closing papers are reviewed, the buyer is given the final figure to wire funds, and earnest money is to the closing agent. Property tax prorations. Property taxes are paid in arrears. The exception is when the seller already paid the taxes. To calculate, you're going to divide the taxes by 365 days and multiply the result by the number of seller's days. Debit seller, credit buyer. Annual association dues, homeowner dues are in advance. You need to divide the annual dues by 365 days, multiply that result by the buyer days remaining, debit buyer, credit seller. And this concludes day 4.